And let me know if you can hear me and if you can see me, and make sure that I'm not just speaking to myself, that but the video is actually going live. Hi YouTube, hi Instagram, how are you doing? So this is not going to be a so long video, and I will start my Instagram just so that there's less of me mumbling or whatever. I'll just keep it. Okay, so here we go. For those ladies who are looking to be more feminine, one of the things you have to understand is that we both have feminine and masculine, but usually as ladies, we bring the wrong thing in the wrong situations. For example, as a feminine being and as a woman who's really, really leading with that side of herself, what I bring out is going to be different than when I'm being more in my masculine. Now, to be feminine, you have to set things for yourself, you have to set structures for yourself, so you're less in the thinking and less of trying to figure out things, and that way you can be in a state of flow or a state of relaxation, one of those two, or both. So, one of the things that most people have to understand is feminine being feminine is a luxury. It's not a survival thing. It's not let's do this whenever you're around situations that need your hand, need your thing. You will have to be in your masculine. Now most ladies are stuck in the masculine paradigm and they bring it out in the wrong places. So like let me give you an example. If I was with on a date with someone, or if I am with a significant other and I do identify as my role in that relationship or situation as the feminine or the lady, what that means is I the other person will bring the structure, will bring the goals, will be in more of the doing. And I am more of the person who's just there bringing the essence, bringing the beauty, bringing the ease, the flow, and all that good stuff. So, most of the things that I noticed that we ladies like really struggle with, and I've struggled with this, I still work on creating structures for myself so that I can maintain and be in the flow, is that I realized, especially after coming to Zambia, I realized and noticed that environments stimulate different aspects of ourselves. Environment stimulates different aspects of ourselves. um, some environments require us to be more masculine, and some environment have structures set and things set where you can just relax and you just can be your dull self, relaxed self. It's not combative, it's not something that's putting you in survival. Whilst with others, you have to be in that like go, go, go kind of thing. So, for most ladies or those beings that are looking to be more in their feminine, what this looks like is having a schedule. For example, let's say if you know you're going for work in the morning, it's just an example, you have your outfit for the next day, you have it set up. So there's less of thinking and more of just going with structures you've put for yourself. What does this look like? And this is something that even men can do, but mostly ladies, it's very, very important. It's very important. You set things for you, structures for yourself, that you don't have to think every little thing. And the more you think, if you don't have those set up, being feminine is less. You're going to be more of agitated because you are thinking as you're going. And by the end of the day, you find yourself more drained, bent out, and you just seem more stressed because for every little thing you have to think, even the unnecessary ones. So, for the ladies, even for the gents, for those who just want to make their life simpler, you set up systems like, okay, in the morning, boom, here's my outfit. Where's my toothbrush? Where's this and where's that? Everything is set. So when that time comes, it's already a motion that you just have to go pam pam, no thinking. It's almost like auto. So you're less of conscious. And if you're conscious, you're not thinking of problems, you're not thinking of things you have to tackle. You're more of taking in everything that's around you. You're more of just observing, like, okay, I see that there, that looks a little bit different. That so it's less of things that you have to do, things that have to be done by you at that moment, rather than just taking in the space, taking in the time, taking in the environment, taking in everything that you've taken, using all your five senses, your eyes, your hearing, your smell, touch, everything. It's less than just thinking, thinking, thinking. One of the things, like personally, I noticed that I'm always looking to grow. I love to surround with people who are way better than me. I love to surround with myself with people who are very confident, who've got direction. This way I learn from them, and hopefully I would want people who come around me to want to learn something. Now, sometimes we find it difficult, or people find it difficult to find those people who have some sense of direction. So if you're going to be more feminine and you want to develop that aspect of yourself, because the social structures, the school, universities, work, everything is masculine, all that is masculine. Feminine is just the ease. And sometimes it's hard to find ladies just being a lady. It's like every lady is trying to be um, a man, or trying to compete with a man using her masculine. But our strength as ladies is in our femininity. And the only way we get that is when we're around men, let them be the structure, let them bring the systems, and then we can relax. We don't have to be combative. It's like, an example of this would be like people living in a room are in a room and they're both fighting to flick a switch, which can only be done by one person, and should only be done by one person. But you find sometimes people like focus on doing the same thing, so they're not more, it doesn't make like a good company. Um, so for those ladies, it's very important. I've gone in and out of the topic. If I've confused you, let me know. Let me know. But for ladies, if you want to be more feminine, systems are important. You set systems for yourself, set boundaries for yourself, and boundaries are not that you're going to communicate. You set things for you that keep you at ease, keep you less agitated, and that way you move through the day like a breeze of air. You're as light as air. Systems could also look like you don't put yourself in positions where it's demanding. Let me speak about this part. One of the things about being feminine is you have to avoid, or having systems, avoid people and places that have so much confusion for such a long time. Because what this means is it interrupts whatever you have going on that keeps you and maintains the standard you've set for yourself. Um, what this means for is like you have to have that boundary for yourself in different environments. Like coming to Zambia, like I was just taking in everything, like taking in everything, people, places, and foods. But I got to realize that I've come to realize and notice and observe that like at times I find myself so drained, but not having gone had my targets because I'm going with the flow. I've been out of the country for some time. And at times I find myself tagged into different things that are happening. And it's, like it's because I had my goals, I had my desires, I had things that I had to do, that it's become more easier to say, no, I'm not available for this. Oh, no, thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me, but I can't make it because I've set up systems and a sort of direction of where I'm going and what I want to do. And what setting up systems, especially for ladies, may look like. This might sound so simple, but it's a life changer. It's, for example, if you want to look more feminine, put more time in you, because when you focus on you, that's when you develop, not when you're on another person's news, what they're doing, or that. No. The more you put in yourself, the better you get. The more you put in yourself, the better you get. What does this mean? It means if I've blocked out time to say this is me time for meditation, that is me time for meditation. It's not negotiable. If I've blocked up time to say this is time for a facial, or this is time for my daughter's pickup, or just whatever I have set for myself, even for me, it could be a facial, it could be hair, it could be maybe reading a book, whatever it might be. Do not back down on whatever you set for yourself, because those are small targets you've put that get you closer to what you're trying to achieve, or the path you're trying to stay on. But then I've realized that also, like the way environment stimulates you and can get you off your path is like I've noticed like every environment, every subculture has got different things that they value. Different things that they value, different things that they see as important. And it's very, very easy to start mimicking or like go along with what you found where you are. So I found that, for example, for myself, I always have my lip gloss and I'll have my lip liner. It's a thing. In the car, there is a set. In my bag, there is a set. In my room, there is a set. But then other times, you find other people who are just very comfortable. And if you're not careful and don't go back to why you do what you do, you can end up falling in those traps. So if you want to be more feminine, if you want to set up systems for you, make sure that you have set up things that keep you in check, where it's easy, you do less thinking. Like when I want a lip gloss, I don't have to start thinking, oh, where do I look? Oh, I have to. No, it's already done. It's set up. It's a system. It's done. It might be a small thing like a lip gloss. It might be prepping myself like in the morning, let's say when taking my daughter, we're leaving at 7, things are set up already. That's not the time I'm going to start looking for my stuff or anything that's required. So you set up things, people in places that help you stay in your feminine. But when you're around a disorganized person, what you end up finding is if you get somewhere, instead of getting somewhere relaxed, you use your brain power worrying about things that won't even matter, and then you end up showing up less than you could if you're just more organized. So avoid people who are disorganized, avoid people that are not part of the program unless they're doing the program and they're contributing somehow by being there, or they're also climbing their ladders, so they're less of a distraction. So if you want to be more feminine, you have to have boundaries on systems that you set, things that you set for you, things that other people are you for you. You might know that this is important, this is a must have, whilst for another person, for them, it's like, I would like to have that. This is another thing I noticed. Like, let me just say this before I end this live. It was going to be a very short live, and I'll go ahead and do this. All right. So we have a board here. I'm sitting on my daughter's chair. We have a board here. Trying to see if I can get it in both um the Instagram and the YouTube. Okay, so let's say I don't have space here. I'm working with what I have. Work with me, people. Okay. Hey, sweetie, I'm making a video. I'm doing a live, okay? Okay. Can I go to my cousin's later? No, sweetie. No. You've got homework to do? No. I looked at my folder and I have zero homework. Nothing's in my folder. Okay, but not today. It wasn't part of the plan. On the weekend? Sweetie, I'm working. I'm working. We can talk about it when I'm done, okay? 5:31, not happening. It's late. Okay, so let's say for you to be more feminine, you have figured out, let's say, for example, you're going to have, it's just an example. Let's say you're going to have one pair of heels. One pair of heels. One. That's what you're going to have, right? So you put your time and your energy to work so that you can buy this. And you understand, let's say, for example, it's just an example. Let's say you're going to apply for a job and it requires you to be more feminine, more elegant. You just can't wear your jeans and everything you wear every day. So you've got targets and goals of things you have to have so that you can fit in those places that you're looking to fit in. Now you've understood the type of clothes, heels that you have to have some heels. You have to have an elegant dress. Um, Maybe you have three. It's just an example. Let's say you need. This is something. If you're trying to be more feminine, it's important to pour into you. So let's say for argument's sake, let's say you're going to get your hair done every 2 weeks, bi-weekly hair. Okay. And let's say your lip gloss. I got some lip gloss here. It was 150 bucks. That is kwacha, but I'll just say 150, whichever currency you're looking at, just whatever, because I've got people who will watch this from different countries. So let's say your let's say your lipstick, is 150. Why not? Okay. Now you buy two because you need one for your small little purse and you need maybe one for the house. So you always have something. It's a standard that you've set for yourself. Now, you have set this standard to elevate your look. Elevate looks, aka also known as level up. Level up. Now, let's say you have this friend here. This friend loves to enjoys looking good. Okay, I'm trying to say to this here. This friend enjoys looking good. Let's say this friend is Sarah. She enjoys looking good, and every time you grow up together, from the time you were in preschool, and you've grown up together, and you share stuff. But you have these goals. It's not showing. It's not showing. I'm trying to have it where you have these goals to reach. This one, it's just for fun. They like to look good. Now, you understand that maybe this is what will get you in different places that will elevate you and where you're going in life, because you have this look. It you have intention with us, and you put your time, your energy in developing yourself, saving so that you can acquire this as what to start with. Now this one, they're not doing anything. They just like to look good, walk around, get compliments, and come back, and you share stuff all the time. Now let's say you've worked 3 months and then you save, you get yourself this one pair of shoes, you manage. After another 3 4 months, you manage to get the other stuff. So you paid with your time on earth, your life source, you paid 6 months to get this look, and now you're looking stunning. But this one, because you're friends and you have to share, you have to be best friends. So you have to be your best friends. Let's say you haven't set the standard and the boundary to say, this is a no go area. I need this to get this job, or places that require me to look the part. Every time as long as you hang around, that's the environment what it stimulates. Every time you hang around this friend Sarah, well, oh, can I use your pair of shoes? Oh, can I wear your dress? If this dress was going to last you, it's just an example, if it was going to last you 3 years, let's say if it was a good quality, or you'll find it will be finished within 2 weeks, because maybe because you put in so much time, it represents more for you because you put in your time, your intentionality and direction. You're more careful with it. But this other person is just for fun, so they take it, they go drinking, they have fun, they break the heel. It took you 3 months. For them it was just a thing, and you can't complain because of friendship. Like, you just have to roll with the direction, the same path you're going, or things you want to achieve. Because they haven't set those standards and they don't understand what it takes to have some things, they will always take from you. Now, your feminine journey is going to be like this curve, because you would have invested your time and get your basics, your things that you need. But because of the friends you have, the environment you have, they're picking away your foundation. We'll see this as a foundation, just the way you would have a foundation for business. You will come to find that it will be harder. People you surround yourself with and everybody around you expect to be getting from the foundation, because you grew up together. And if you say no, oh, you've changed, you're bad. But you have to understand, with being feminine, or with anything you do in your life, boundaries and standards are required. I'm going to give an example here on something different. Before, I never used to understand this, because one of my personality traits is, like, I have this thing, like, when I'm very okay giving and sharing, but I got to understand this principle, that you never give something from your foundation. First, raise yourself up to the standard you want. Once you're there, when you have overflow or when you have things that doesn't shake your foundation, like it's an okay thing, then you can. So most people fail to go in their feminine flow because they're surrounded by people, environments, and places that maybe drama. They're driven by drama. Who did this? Who didn't do that? Gossip. One of the things of being feminine, I'm going to share this, is if there is no masculine, meaning structure for yourself, it's harder. It's harder. It's almost impossible because masculine is usually very, very helpful and very, very efficient with survival. Now, you have to come out of survival to be in your um, feminine. This is with the mindset, this is with your energy. So, if you're around people who are always in drama and gossip, you're going to be defensive. You're going to be yap, 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 talking, complaining all the time in issues and situations. It's harder to be relaxed. So, being in the feminine is going to be much harder because you're always constantly either defending yourself or dragged in situations like this. So, you have to set out structures for yourself like, I am not available for this. I am not available for drama. After the 5 years, how will this like add to my life? How do I become better with this? If it doesn't help you, cut it off. If it doesn't help you, cut it off. So I know what I've said is mixed here and there, and I hope it's been helpful. But if you want to be more feminine, it's very important that you set yourself structures of things that you need. Automate your life. Find outfits for the week, especially for the ladies. Three minimum, or you can do outfits for the whole week and you can switch according to the mood you're in. Clothes. So the other thing that you could do, choose how you want to be, who do you want to be, and you have to show up as that. Where do people who you aspire to hang around with, where do they hang out? What type of things do they do? How do they move? How do they speak? Study them, watch it, especially if they're very feminine. And remove yourself from environments that are rough because when you're around a rough environment, I'll give you an example like if I was to go to a bus station which is very rough in a rough neighborhood, I have to change the type of energy I have. I have to be more guarded because the more you look like dainty and stuff like that, you're an easy target to pick up on. But when you're in other social classes that are great, like they understand a lady and they'll help you and actually they'll respect you there than seeing you as a target to bully, is you're more likely to stay in your feminine. So locations, prepare places that you will spend more time with and spend less time in places that agitate you. um, Locations to be. The other thing that you can look at, automate automate your decisions. What are you available for and what are you not available for? So let's say you're saving for clothes, you want to elevate your wardrobe, new identity switch. Let's say you want to go on a diet. Avoid places that make you spend your money elsewhere than where it's supposed to be allocated. So automate. Um, Friends, what are you available for when it comes to friends and which locations? So let's say this one, you maybe go to places that you won't find your dream job, you won't find the friend type of friends, networking that you need. Automate it. Is it a zero or is it a one? One gets you closer to your goal, a zero takes you backwards or stays in the same place. There's no such thing as staying in the same place, it's backwards. So this friend you're going to meet, are they going to fall under a zero? That's a negative, or are they going to go on the class here? Decide. You know where you're going and what you want to do, the type of locations you want to be in, how you want to walk, how you want to speak, um, things around you that you want to have. This friend, are you going to end up in jail in different situations? Or is this friends that maybe you go to the spa with, you go to online workshops with, that you elevate with? Are they a zero or are they a one? Once you've made that decision, decide once, automate, decide once. Once you've decided, when someone is talking, you don't have to think because you just know this falls under the negative, the zero, or the one. When it comes to locations, what locations? Let's say you have people who need manual labor, they need help with um, defending them in arguments that they're with, um, and situations, and maybe they just need more manual labor, they need your energy, and you're working towards being more in your feminine. Do they need the masculine side of you? They're going to be on the zero. They need a system. They need a hand. So like I'll give you an example. If you have people around you that are married or that are friends and they don't have a male figure around them and they always need someone to help them doing something, that means they don't have that structure, they don't have the container, the masculine around it. So when you go there in their presence, you have to be the masculine, because if you just sit, it's like it's offensive to them. So they need help in something that takes you in your masculine a lot, and it's a loop that they're just in. Is it a zero or they need help? They're going to have their colors done on their clothes, or trying to see learn how to walk, etiquette classes, um, help help. So it doesn't make sense, but if you listen to my explanation, this help is something that's elevating to your goals, being more feminine, being more soft, learning how to do makeup, learning how to do your hair, how to be a great wife, how to be a great self, how to be a great parent, whatever. It's more in the feminine. Is it a class, or do they just want people that they can pay a few bucks to lift heavy stuff? But if you're there, that's your job, because they don't have a man, or they don't have those structures, or they won't pay for the help. Decide. Sit down, write it down, decide. Now, when people come with such situations, you don't have to think. You don't have to think. It's just no, thank you, because you've said that for yourself. All right. So automate your decisions. Um, if you're dating, let's say you're looking to date for marriage, or what you require are people who have some certain values that are aligned with you. And these people, let's say the values are something you don't want to be involved with, you don't care, it's none of your bit, like you really don't want anything to do with it. And these people, their values are on things that help you get more to what you want. So this one will be a zero, the other one will be a one. Decide already. What are you not available for, and what are you available for? This one, when people come, you use less of your brain power. It's already falls in a zero or falls in a one. I'll give you an example. So like dating for marriage, if someone is looking to be a husband, they're not looking for a wife, they're looking to be a husband, meaning that it's not just getting someone off the marketplace, but let's say they want to be a dad, a person who, being a parent is important to them, being a husband is important to them. They hold themselves accountable and responsible. They're not looking for a scapegoat or stuff like that. And their values align. I haven't said anything, but let's say their values aligned. It's a one, it's a no brainer. If you have this one, let's say they're looking for a wife, but they don't have the husband mindset, they don't have um, the structure, because whatever a man has, the masculine, by the way, Whatever a man has, whoever he is, his habits and whatever, that's what you're going to have. If they have chaos, you get chaos. If they have direction, you have some sort of direction. They'll be sharing their goals and stuff like that. If a person doesn't have goals, they're going to just share their problems. That's it. So therefore, under a zero, it's a no-brainer. Like, and one of the things about being feminine is acceptance of people is very important. The feminine is not judgmental. So, like, if you're going to find people and they've got their certain types of values, you don't shame them for them. They can be and have whatever they want. It's just a question of, does it align with you? Are you going to tap into it, or are you not going to tap into it? They have the right to have what they have, and the feminine has the right to have what it wants as well. So you don't shame people for wanting what they want, for being who they are. It's just, are you aligned or not? Does it jig or not? So you make these decisions ahead of time. That way you don't use so much brain power whenever you talk to different people. And never shame others for like what they want. It's a free world. If you don't shame others for what they want, you won't shame yourself for wanting what you want. So it's a double-edged sword, but at the same time, it's a double-edged heart, you know? So decide once, automate your decisions, and see things that align and don't align. Um, Being feminine requires a lot, and we should understand like the type of, if you're a lady, the type of man that you find, the type of um, embodiment he has, his habits, his whatever, it will either be the structure that you need and you'll be more able to be in your feminine and lean back, or if it doesn't align, allow things to fall away and fall off. That's okay. That's okay. Without shaming or blaming others. The same things for the masculine or the other side, they have what they want, allow them to um, want what they desire. It's important. So this was a 32 minutes. I think I spoke about so many different things. I hope it's not so confusing. Bottom line is, you have to automate your decisions. Decide once what's important to you, what's not important to you. Decide once what is important, what is a priority, what are you available for. Decide once what you are not available for. So when you automate such decisions for you, how you want to look, how you want to dress, how you want to show up, decide once. Now, only once you decide, then you can start deciphering what works for you and what works against what you're trying to do. But if you haven't sat down and found out like what you're not available for, you haven't found out like your sense of direction, you go with whatever comes your way. So it's important to have that. And when you're around other people, you're less triggered and you're less like moved just by the flow, because you know what you want, you know your direction, you know how you want to show up, you know how you want to dress, you know how you want to look, but you have to decide what's important. So for the ladies, being feminine, one of the important thing, it's not just the looks are important, but your energy, um, your overflow, the nature inside of you, calm, loving. It can also be chaotic. It's different flavors, but at the same time, it's how you breathe, how you sit, how you talk, all those things. And if you haven't decided or learned what not to do, you'll find yourself in places with people that agitate you, and it takes you out of the flow, out of the femininity that you're working towards. So figure out that, and that should be very helpful for you. If you decided that how you look matters, because people judge. Don't kill the messenger. Don't blame the messenger. It's what it is. People judge, and within the first 3 5 seconds, they've put you in a box already. So, nails, hair, um, clothes, teeth, clean teeth. Please clean your teeth. Go to the dentist. Clean teeth. Um, and let's say part of everything is how you talk, how you walk, all those good stuff. But let's say how you look matters. So nails, hair, that means it's a priority. If this is a priority and you have people who don't care about this, you know what to do. Leave them people. Leave them people alone. Okay, so let's say um, if you want to elevate your income and all that good stuff, and it's important that you have this income, because if you're going to have this, sometimes you can have sometimes people have relationships where the man is the masculine, is the provider, and sometimes you have ladies that have to work for or do work for their their money, and some people have both providers and working. So what you do is you find out what's important for you, so you don't just spend on things that are not important to you. What's important, like, one person will see me doing my hair and they'll be like, you just did your hair. Another person will see that I'll be getting a massage, like, why are you doing that? That's not important. But for me, it's important. When I'm agitated, when I want to relax, and when I want to pour in myself, I'll give myself that. It's important. I'm more relaxed, I'm more calm. People around me find me more pleasant. It's important to me. So, what is important to you? Figure that out and then pour into yourself. With your finances, if you're looking to grow, what do you need to forego? And what do you need to ditch? And what do you need to focus on? So if you're going to focus on things that elevate you, your looks, because it gets you closer to your goals, then put that down. What do you need to ditch? So let's say if you were looking to take care more of yourself, let's say eating out, minimize it. I'm guilty of that. Let's say, what are you going to ditch? Um, Hanging around with people who like things but they never pay. So whenever you're around people, you're the one spending, so they become more liabilities and not assets. Broke friends. Um, what do you need to ditch if you're looking to have more income, and then forgo some of the things you had been doing all along? Let's say you're going to make a list and a budget, so that when you go into a place, you're not just splurging, it's part of the things that you need, the things you need to focus on. So, but see, people are selling courses, teaching about systems, how to create them for yourself, and things you need. That's something you focus on, so it has to stay, or you can tap into it. If you're looking to have a stable relationship as a feminine, surround yourself around people with stable relationships, or people you look up to. Mm, so, things that inspire you. Friends, your environment, and everything around you should inspire you. If something you look at all the time, it's not motivating, ditch it, or start thinking of ways to ditch it. This is very important. AKA, also known as environments that do not inspire. This is very important. It's very important. So, if you're going to be more feminine and if you're going to up level yourself, it's important that you watch the places, people around you. Do they inspire you? Do they stimulate you? What content are you looking at? Are you just looking at drama or are you looking at things that really help you get closer to what you want? What is important to you? What is a priority to you? What are you available for? So, if you're looking to be more feminine so that in your relationships and even yourself, you'll have less clashes with your partner, then you're going to start watching, following content, and learning from people who are more embodied in being feminine. People, less of the people who are triggered, less of the people who want to overpower their partner who's in their masculine. You have to look at all these things because they all come together and it's very helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to write them on the bottom. Next time, this one I just went to the flow and I'll tell you why I did it like this. I just went to the flow. I didn't have a structure, which I should have. Is I was looking to be ready and I share and then keep on going, keep on showing up. So that's a story with today. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm looking at the messages popping up. All right, so let me know if you have any questions, any contributions, your thoughts. But it's important on how we show up. One of the advantages, I'll tell you advantages of being feminine. I will tell you. I'm gonna give you the tea. Don't say I didn't tell you. This is important. I'll put it in red because this is really important. Too much agitation, too much stress causes anxiety. Anxiety. How do you spell anxiety? Anxiety. I hope I got it right. People you see stressed out a lot, and most people are very agitated. One, two. I used to have it, not anymore. Not anymore. I feel myself getting irritated at times when I'm around different people and places who keep on complaining. So there is that. The other thing about being more feminine, which is very, very important, is when you're more in your feminine, you're less combative. You're less combative. You're less combative and you allow people to have their shine. You allow people to, you give space and room for people to be themselves and you're not looking for a spot. You're not combative. So this is something that's very important in relationships that we're in. You don't have to always win. You don't always have to have the last word. You do not have to. It's not necessary. Ask yourself, will this matter after 5 years? If not, just let it go. Let it go. Um, the other thing about being more feminine that I love and I think people would benefit from a lot is you learn how to communicate. Um, communication. You learn how to communicate with your children. You learn how to communicate with your spouse, and it's not da 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 back and forth. No, it's like you are able to listen. You're able to listen because the feminine is a receiver. You learn how to just listen and not listen to respond, but listen to understand. You have the time and space within yourself because you've done the work to be able to be in that relationship or in a situation where you can listen to people. You don't have to always have something to say. You can listen to people, you can listen to the people you're in a relationship. You're more open, you're not agitated, you're not always um, trying to get a word in. So this is something that I've seen that more feminine women are. Most feminine women in relationship don't have the back and forth so much. They don't. There is some structures on how they communicate, how they listen, trying to understand their partner and all that good stuff, good mambo jamo. And The other thing I've noticed that I like about feminine ladies or being feminine is, well, I love to see ladies take care of themselves. It's just amazing. I love it. I love to see ladies take care of themselves. And I'm inspired when I see a woman looking good, taking care of herself. I'm like, goals. I want to surround myself with more people like that. Like, I don't want to be the only good looking one. And most feminine ladies, when we're there with their partners and spouses, they're very complimentary because they understand etiquette, they understand how to be complimentary to another person, and they're able to hold their own as well and shine. I love that. I love that. So this is what I'm going to say. So apart from communication, less anxiety, feminine or femininity, less anxiety, less combative. They're good with communication. You become much better with communication when you're in your feminine flow. Much better. Even with my daughter, when I am busy and I'm in the go, 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 I can be a little bit too much. But this being in this energy allows me to like step down and just relax, like take a bit and see how can I communicate better? How can I listen to understand and not listen to respond? And this is one thing I've noticed when I look at most feminine ladies that I look up to as well, and you know that I love like even taking content in. There is just a breath of fresh air being around them. It's like even my system just comes down being around them. It's less about just no. It's like breathing. It's like life. It's like rejuvenating being around them. So less combative. Um, One of the other things I've noticed is when it comes to things like blood pressure, less because you practice breathing. It could be with meditation, it could just be like watching your breath, like um, how you breathe, and just taking time to see how you are as a being, because sometimes we're so much on the go, 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 there's no rest, and we find ourselves tired, irritated, like there's no space even for yourself to just relax. And I love it when I just see the ladies are like, they just calm. Being around them is just like being around a cool breeze. It's a lovely temperature today in Kitwe, and I love it. um the other thing, I'm gonna share a story. My grandmother died of BP. She used to worry about everything and everyone. um and I look at ladies who live longer, take care of themselves, and they're there to watch their kids grow. They're there to watch their grandkids grow, and their life is just more structured and even fun to be around. um I've noticed they're more in their feminine. So I give you this one. You might love this one. This one is amazing. So one of the things I love that, or the benefits of being in your feminine, when it comes to relationship dynamics, when it comes to relationship dynamics, you learn to lean back and the men approach you. Men approach you. You become more magnetic, you become more juicy, you become more like, you don't chase nobody. My daughter in the back. They come towards you. So if you have a spouse, you're going to learn to be in that energy and that flow where they're drawn to you, the love being around you. And you don't have to be in the masculine chasing them, because I give this analogy like polarity, polarity in relationships. So if you're in your feminine, relationships are better. Trust me, take my word on that one. Um, I have noticed every couple I look up to or that I had to learn from. We'll talk about Elena and Grant. I'll talk about being a fan. I'll talk about different ladies. Um, you will find that they're able to just be the lady and they let the man be the man. Like they're not fighting to both be the man. They're not fighting to both turn off the light. They're more softer when they speak. They're more calm in their demeanor. I love it. So I've noticed that being more in your feminine, less anxiety, less diseases like fibroids, hypertension, all that. Because sometimes when you're running so much and you're doing so much, we forget to take care of self because we're so focused up on others, and that's in the masculine usually. So putting into self, less anxiety, less combative, better with communication. Like I talked about the BPs, no one got time for that. That's for the past. We shouldn't be having that. Polarity in relationships is amazing. Is amazing because you learn to be in your feminine and be the lady, and you can let the other either lady or gent, whoever it is, be in the masculine. So there's less fights and it's more of a dance, which is very, very beautiful. Decide what's important and go for it. All right, I've given you so much. I hope it's not confusing. Please go ahead and leave a comment on anything you think about, anything you want to speak about. I would love to have conversations with you. I didn't have this structured so much because sometimes waiting to be ready will make you wait forever. So I just came here and I wanted to share this. Have an amazing Monday and lots of hearts. And for I've got YouTube here and I've got Instagram there. Thank you so much for coming and thank you so much for coming on YouTube. So I'm going to say goodnight now. And I love you, babe. Thank you for spending time with me and hanging out. This was so much fun. Mwah. Okay, so we're gonna put the IG, say bye bye, and video. And okay, and thank you so much, babe and loves, for watching with me. This was so much hanging out. Looking forward to my next live, and I'm going to share more tips and things that you can have just to be in your feminine. I know I threw a lot out there, and I'm going to try to stick to small segments, especially for those who are new at being feminine and trying to understand what they can do better. And I'll share more content. Thank you for hanging out. This was amazing. You're the best. Bye.